So guys, for such a long time you have been asking to share that actually awesome, that's an awesome collection of early 19th century, mid-19th and late 19th century scores with you. And to be honest, I have been overthinking which format actually would be the best to share that with you in an interesting way. And so today I said to myself, just take a pile of scores and start sharing that with your viewers because it's interesting and we can learn a lot from that. There are several scores in that collection that actually deserve way more attention than just paging through them. But that's what we're going to do to start with. So I promise myself to keep an eye on my phone, which is over here, not to make these videos, so the video is longer than 15 minutes. The aim of these video lengths is 12 minutes, 13 minutes. So in the coming months, weeks, I don't know, you will see from time to time videos appear with another little part of that collection that we just page through as we speak. So I think many of you will find this fascinating. This is like being on a real, live, tangible Petrucci library. Of course, I don't have even as a tenth of a percentage what's being published and being digitized on Petrucci, so the IMSLP library. But having those scores in your hands, it's like a little bit reaching out to the people of those days. So we start with this little pile here, which is always separate because that's my daily go-to portion of scores. This is new for me. Exercice journalier, I should say, from Czerny by Richaud, Paris. This is edition 1845, 1850. So it's daily exercises. Really, really, really interesting. Paid for that 120 Belgian francs, which was before the euro. Euro was introduced 2001, so 1996, I think, and 120 Belgian francs is what we would say today, 3 euros. It's ridiculous because a score like this can be several hundreds if you have to look for that. You have to be lucky. So the daily exercises, really try those in the tempo research. That's like the Opus 299 on steroids. This is my Clementi score. It falls apart, but it has been falling apart ever, also 3 euros at a time. So I'm playing a lot of Clementi. They're really, really, really great exercises. And actually, after the Etude series with Czerny, this will come. This is an edition by Mayence in Brussels and London. So it's a French language. Grades ad Parnassum ou l'art de toucher le piano. It's very close in text with the French edition, which I have also. But that will, we'll start with the separate scores in these videos, and then after that I will go to the books. The books are not indexed yet. These are. So it's a very nice score. It's perfectly preserved. It has a little bit of additional fingerings that are mine, but there are original 19th century fingerings added to the text as well. Beautiful exercises. They work great in whole beat. I only can recommend you playing Clementi more because that was a very influential composer for Mozart, Beethoven, and Chopin, amongst others. So here are my Simrock editions that I own. So Louis van Beethoven, so you see where it comes from. That's the Opus 2 number 3, 1850. This was given by Lorenz. Amazing edition, and we are going to make some separate videos on the Simrock edition. Also here, this is the Opus 10 number 2, F major. I didn't have that edition when I recorded that work for all my clavichord. Opus 7, that's coming up. Allegro molto con brio. So brave, con brio, not fast. Here, Opus 14, number 2. It's been played a lot, apparently. Also Simrock Bonn. And then we have here the score that I used for my Czerny recordings. So this is a Diabelli edition. It's probably not the first because it's a Neue Ausgabe, so a new edition, which means it was published by Czerny, I think, 1836, so it's around 1840. It's amazing. It falls apart, obviously, it has been used a lot. And I should actually find someone to restore this because it's a very valuable edition. And I'm playing from that, so can you imagine? Yeah. Certainly those scores it's great to put on the Frenzel. It's the same time. It's so cool, actually. So then we start with the first official pile and start with Adam, who was a famous composer. Don't know too much about that. So 3 doesn't mean francs here, but French francs. So what a mess we had in Europe before introducing the euro. I mean, every time you travel to a country, you had to exchange money, buy some French French money. Then you went to the Netherlands. There were Dutch guldens, actually. In Germany, you had the mark, and it was really a mess. So France, 3 French. It was not Belgian francs. It was French francs. 3 French francs were, I think, 20 cents or something. I bought that in a garage sale in France when I was there with my first teacher, organ teacher, who took me every year to France with the bike to climb mountains, to stay in good health as a musician was necessary, and so we happened to find a pile of scores. Really interesting. At the time, I had no idea of the value of these. Well, no idea. I wasn't particularly interested in those scores, but I just liked buying old stuff, I bought them. So Brandes, important editor, and Adam, important composer at the time. 1851. I looked for the date. So Brandes and Company, you can see it here. Usher, also important composer. Don't know much about him, but he had some etudes which were very much recommended by a lot of teachers in the entire 19th century. So this is an edition, Leon Grus. So also Paris, quite important. Also Asher, Marche Bohème pour piano, Le Moine, famous editor. Still exists, I think. So way before 1859. How did I know back then? Not the internet, but the plate numbers you have. I have a book, I will show it in one of the next editions, that next videos on the scores. From actually where a musicologist went through all editions by Chopin and indexed the plate numbers and gave the dates. And so by going through those plate numbers with dates, I could estimate the dates of the other scores if they were published at a similar editing houses. So Usher again, opus 15, Le Moine, Hirondelle, kind of etude. Let me show that. Hey, first page, we need a first page here. So Maisonnier at Toulouse, so this was sold in Toulouse with the stamp of Le Moine et Fils. Also way before 1859. With metronome number, quote note 76, excuse me. So he wrote a lot of etudes as well. Here also, that's later, of course. It's not so the same edition, but later. This is 20th century. Then, very interesting here. Breitkopf and Hertel, and what I show you will surprise you. This is the Bach Brandenburger Concerten. So, transcribed for 2 pianofortes by a certain gentleman named Krug. And Krug was Mitarbeiter, so collaborator of the Bach Gesellschaft, which was if you buy the Dover edition today, it has mainly a reprint of the first Bach Gesellschaft edition of the Bach works. Excellent edition. I'm using it actually in my day-to-day Bach practice. Actually, we recorded the Bach partitas using that score. And of course, the thing you have to do is just have a look and check some maybe misprints, but you will not find many. It's an excellent edition. So Krug was collaborating on that, and these transcriptions were published in, apparently they had a magazine. And interesting here, there are excellent transcriptions, by the way. These metronome numbers, no doubt, are single beat. So mid-19th century, and how do we know that? Just by comparing. So it's for the 2 pianos here. And now we have 2 pianos, so we can play it. How cool would that be? Brandenburg Concerto on 2 Viennese pianos by a contemporary guy. How do we know that this is single beat, so another concerto? It's very simple to compare those metronome numbers with existing metronome numbers for similar works from Czerny or other persons. So here is handwritten copy. It's weird. It's not an edition. So just these Krug Brandenburgse concerti were given by Lorenz, by the way. Was part of his collection. It still is. I didn't accept the edition, the collection. I say I take care of it. That's our agreement. Here, Vivace, second concerto. Tom, ding, dum, dum, pom, 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 pom. So these tempi are slower than we would take them today. Here also, handwritten copy. I don't know which time. I really don't know. So this is all part of this Krug edition. And here, also one. Beautiful. Leipzig, Breitkopf and Hertel. So this is later than the CPE Bach period. Remember the series I made on CPE Bach? Talking about his relationship with Breitkopf and Hertel. And if you haven't seen that, I think many of you would be interested, because Breitkopf was important in the development of the printing solutions that they offered actually in the later 18th century. And CPE Bach was a major customer for Breitkopf. And here is one, I think it's this one. Not yet. I'm looking for a real tempo ordinario here. It's this one here, Maestoso. So there's no tempo indication, but Maestoso, this is a clear tempo ordinario, not even an allegro. So Czerny did not metronomize the Brandenburg concerti by Bach, but he did metronomize violin concerti and other things. And so it's not hard to find similar rhythms, similar patterns, so to say, notations. And so Lorenz did in his book, and such a notation, I will make a video of that, it's interesting. We'll have in Czerny's edition 120. So it's not that they used single beat and double beat intertwined, they didn't mix those, but some people very rarely, so this is a really cool edition, very rarely used single beat, but then they didn't mix single beat and double beat. And by the way, this Bach Gesellschaft edition, you had also the Griepenkerl Bach edition, the organ works, that's also really cool to look at, if that's double beat or single beat. So single beat has always existed. We're going to see the Novello, Haydn Masses, also interesting. So here, not go into detail, I'm 13 minutes, so I have to wrap up, guys. The Batman will be for the next video. So I hope you like this format. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this. And again, these videos will not come every week. I'll try to batch record them a little bit to save a little bit of my time. And every 3 or 4 weeks, you will see one video pop up in your subscription feed. And if you want to be notified by YouTube, hit that subscribe button, but also hit the bell icon, because YouTube is changing their notification system. Anyway, hope you like that. Thanks for watching, and see you next time with more scores. Bye.